super excited about this one, guys. Let me tell you, we had an experiment. We experimented and we decided, hey, let's have, our usual analysis in the morning / mid-afternoon, whatever. Let's see what price is doing. Let's try and see where it might be headed. New York session, as usual, that like we normally do. Prepping before the session, prepping before you have to trade. And so what ended up happening, we saw a setup forming during London session, and I'm gonna show you now exactly what I saw. If you look at S&P and Nasdaq, you can see right here. I'm gonna go down the 15-minute. Price is of course in this bullish range. Price then retraces to the 50% of this range into you could say this hourly inversion right here, and you can see price respecting with these wicks. Same thing here on the Nasdaq. Let's just go the hourly as well. Price dipping into discount, sort of, not really quite there, but close enough to discount, but also to where this order block is, where this recent low is. Price is basically sweeping liquidity. That's the point I'm trying to make. Price sweeping high time frame liquidity, as is our strategy. And then going down, we see that let's go to the 5-minute. Price forms this SMT at the lows. You can see that price makes lower lows. This is more like equal lows, but the main SMT is with US 30. Okay, we make an SMT, and what does price do? Price starts forming our entry model right there. And what's our entry model? SMT with an IFEG. This is a 5-minute IFEG. Gets inverse right there, and we've got our 3 confirmations right there: high time frame liquidity, IFEG, SMT. It's prime setup for buys, right? So I saw it and I took it. There's no other explanation except I told myself, if my strategy works and if this entry works, if it's 100%, like, it should work then in any session, right? So why not in London session? And so that's why I took it instead of waiting for my setup during New York session. Let's try this experiment. So I took it and I left it just like that. I didn't touch it. I moved my stop loss up eventually up until here, but we held firm when price was heading back down into our break-even point right there. We held firm, and we were committed to seeing how this experiment plays out. And again, basic market structure, laws of liquidity, I guess, is all that is needed, and it remains fact, right? It just works. That's all I can say. It's working. So price retraces to discount, reacts off of that IFEG once again, and price is respecting the discount area on all sides. You can see US 30 was the better one to take out of all of them. Perhaps maybe S&P, but this sweep over here did not look very nice for Nasdaq. But in any case, I think we took the best market out of all of them, because we wanted to take the SMT that was more in favor to our bias, right? We want the market that's already moving, showing signs that it's favoring bullishness. We don't want our trade to end up like our previous trade. We had an SMT at the highs, but yeah, it didn't fully hold because it was very resistant to pushing down. So that SMT broke, but it was still a bearish day. It still sold after that. So this time, taking the market that's actually showing the SMT pointing towards our bias seems like the better option. So yeah, that's, I guess, the lesson for today. And yeah, the lesson is the setup works no matter what session you're in. As long as you're following the rules of liquidity and market structure, it should work out in your favor, and that's exactly what happened. The only thing that made me nervous was news coming up. I don't like holding trades through news. I don't like trading before news. I don't like trading during news. But made an exception with this specific conditions because we had a good enough setup, and we had price supporting bullishness on all fronts, and also the news that we had was not significantly major news. We made that exception and took this trade. So let me not babble on for too long, but our final target would have been this daily open. That was going to be our final target, but price wanted to dip inside of this 15-minute fair value gap, and by that time I already put my stop loss beneath this 15-minute low, so I was fully prepared to take this stop out because we already met our targets here at these partials, and that's fine. If you want to know what these partials were, this partial was supposed to be this Asian high, but we like dipped down a little bit, so you could technically say that we took partials at the Asian high. Doesn't matter. And then our second partial was pretty much here at this hourly fair value gap, or this hourly inversion, whichever one that, yeah, on MetaTrader these were very close together, so it doesn't really matter. But this hourly fair value gap, or hourly inversion, or whatever you want to call any of it. But yeah, that's how we took this trade and how we managed it properly. We took half at our partials, moved our stop loss to break even, and then kept trailing under the 15-minute low swing lows. So that was the strat. Hopefully we can replicate this formula at a consistent level constantly every week. So yeah, looking forward to making more profits like that. It was a relatively small trade. It wasn't the full $30 that I risked. It was more like about $20 or so. So yeah, we ended up with $46.26. Yeah, I'm not sure why it isn't showing the partials, but yeah, we took partials. Yeah, I'm actually not sure why it's not showing the partials, but we took partials, and that's what the amount we ended up with. And as you can see, first win for the week. Super keen on seeing how the rest of the week works out. We want to nail another profitable week, just like the last 2-3 weeks. Okay, we want to make this a profitable month overall. So I'm really glad that we ended up with that amount. But yeah, let me not drone on, because I feel like I've already droned on. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Cheers.